Yo, if you want to buy one of our Dark Side t-shirts, just leave your email in the comments below. Yo, it's Mr. Truth and I'm spitting some truth. What's good, everybody? What's good, everybody? I'm back with another video. So, should you have a side business? Should you have a side business? I'll tell you the answer. It is yes, you should have a side business. Okay? At some point, you're going to retire from your job when you get older. Okay? The pensions ain't going to pay enough anyway. You should have a side business anyway because times are getting hard. Things are becoming very expensive. You're one paycheck away from losing your job. It's reality. Some jobs are getting replaced by AI. Yeah, surviving on one income is just, you're putting yourself in the danger zone. It's not enough. It's not enough. It's not enough. That's why I'm building my side business. I'm not going to let anybody know what that side business is. I'm keep there's only a few people that know, but I'm building mine, and it's got the potential to do well at some point if I do certain things correctly and keep working on it. But you should have a side business because, again, one income is not enough. Some people are not earning big amounts of money. Now, if you have a job and it pays a lot of money, fair play. But the thing is, you don't have your freedom, you don't have time, right? Because you're giving your time to your employer, right? So you could lose your job. Like I said, jobs are getting replaced. And like I said, one income is not enough, especially if for some people, their outgoings are a lot compared to others. And if your outgoings are a lot, like let's say that you've got a family, but let's say you make over 100 grand a year, and you've got a family, I don't know, 3 kids, 2 kids, mortgage, car, you got to rely on that one income, okay? Because you can't. So basically, you cannot F up at your job. You cannot, I don't know, get yourself into trouble, problems, disciplinaries because you could lose your job, right? So this is why you should have a side income just in case anything happens. But having a side income, man, it's like that safety net, man, because you need that extra money. I don't care what anyone says. Yeah, your one job ain't enough unless you don't have many responsibilities and you're on big money and you've been smart with your money. But I think everyone should have a side business. Not everybody's going to agree to what I'm saying. Some people are going to hate what I'm saying, right? But it's imperative nowadays because the times are changing. Companies are laying off people. My company has laid off a few people. Certain jobs are replaceable. I'll be honest, my job is not replaceable because I'm required to be on site because of what I do. I'm an IT analyst, so I have to be on site. So my job is not replaceable, but they did replace certain people within my company who do IT, like certain departments and certain teams. Like I said, it depends what you do. My job cannot be replaced by a robot because I have to physically be there to do things, you know? And the thing is, my job ain't going to make me redundant because, I mean, it could. Let's not say they won't, but it's a lot harder for them to make me redundant because obviously, well, they could if they wanted to, but they're going to need somebody on site to do what I do. Unless you get someone else on site and pay them less money, I don't know. They outsource it to another company and bring them in, but nah. But like I said, a lot of jobs are going extinct. Like a lot of companies are talking about AI. Even when I go to supermarkets, if you notice in the supermarkets like Asda's, Tesco's, like the Asda's in my area, they've taken a lot out the checkouts. They used to have 14 checkouts, now it's been reduced to 7. They've got more self-service checkouts um, than they do, uh, the big normal checkouts because they're reducing the amount of people they got working in their store. And this is why I said to people, it's very imperative that you get a side business because once you're made redundant, that's it. You don't have to go on job seekers, and you don't want to have to deal with that. So it's best to create your own income, so you have something coming in, right? So this is why I believe it. If you're doing, like I said, if your job is not valuable to the workplace, right? If it's not valuable to the workplace, you're at risk of losing your job. Okay, the job I do is valuable to the workplace. That's the thing about it. But even some people's jobs is valuable to the workplace, but they could still get like made redundant because a lot of companies are trying to save money. So they figure that, oh, if they can pay somebody, let's say, like I said in IT, someone like a cloud engineer, let's say they're paying a cloud engineer 80,000 a year, they can make that cloud engineer redundant and outsource it to another country, a company in another country, and pay them less. That's what they've done in my company with certain people, right? So they've done that. That's doable. Okay. So even if you are, even if your skills are valuable to the workplace, you can still get made redundant because they can always outsource it to someone else with the same amount of skills, but for less money than what you are making. So remember that. But again, for the most part, if your job is not valuable to the workplace, yeah, you're easy to get rid of. If you're not bringing any value to the company, this is why you need to start learning other skills that will make you more valuable to your job. But it's also better to learn other skills that make you valuable to the marketplace outside of the workplace, make yourself more valuable for yourself so you can generate income and to other people. So it's important to build skills, man. So I believe you should have a second income, you know, because like I said, you never know. And it's just nice to have that extra money because you can play around with, you could do other things. You've got extra money to spend, It's as simple as that. Or extra money to invest or whatever you want to do. But like I said, your job ain't gonna be around forever. At some point you will retire. So me, I ain't relying on no pension, even though I am putting into a pension. I do invest in other things like crypto and index funds, but you know, I'm gonna be 38 this year, so I'm trying to think for the long term. A lot of people don't think about these things, but let me tell you something. It's very important that you think about these things because one day it can happen to you. Because in my company, I never thought certain people would be made redundant. There's people who've been working in the company longer than me that's been made redundant. You see what I'm saying? So your job can be at risk. So start learning yourself a new skill or something, right? But yeah, I'm out.